Hey, everybody, welcome back to the second episode on the Twist and Tap podcast, simulcasting to the Deathlock podcast. We are happy to be here today and glad to have you guys come in. As you guys are coming in, please feel free to say hi. You can speak on here. Nothing is taboo, so no one's going to get booted out for any comments. So you can join the conversation. Please do subscribe to the Deathlock podcast as well as my podcast if this is your first time here. And yeah, so I do have my awesome friends with me today. We got Mike the Biz and Gil Heyman. What's up, guys?
Yo. Happy Tuesday, by the way, guys.
That's a little creeping with the yo.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, we got our resident heel. What's up, bro? Mr. Heyman.
Well, the pleasure is all yours for having me.
Oh,
God. Well, I am very glad and happy that you guys could join me today. And we got a couple of interesting things. Obviously, yesterday on my tech live stream, I did make mention that Jay was going to lose the Intercontinental Championship. So we will talk about that. We'll also talk about Samantha Irvin leaving WWE, where she's going. The Wyatts 6 returns and attacks the Final Testament, and more stories as they develop going along. So, the homies, where do you guys want to start? Which end of the stick do you guys want to burn?
I think we should probably start with the breaking news that happened yesterday with Samantha Irvin and suddenly just abruptly leaving WWE, like with, no foreshadowing or warning, I guess.
All right, we'll head it up that way. And for those who don't know, the ring announcer, Samantha Irvin, who is engaged to Ricochet, did in fact announce her departure from WWE. And as you guys can see, these are the news articles that's talking about it. We got one from Inside the Ropes that says the reason for Samantha Irvin's shocked WWE departure. I'll open that link up and we'll go into that. But I'm going to go down the panel. I'll start off with you, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
What was your initial reaction seeing that?
Honestly, a bit of a shocker because she was super over in the WWE and so many people loved what she has been doing the last couple of years, right? Obviously, she hasn't been there that long. I think she had only been with WWE for 4 years. But to kind of, be as popular as she is just as a ring announcer, right? Obviously, she's a beautiful woman, right? We're not taking that away from her. That helps, but what she did as far as making the matches feel important and, giving each, character a little different way of announcing their name, Chelsea Green or Gunther, she kind of mixed it up a little bit. So it was shocking to me because I feel like if she would have stayed, obviously she would have had a very successful career in WWE, but obviously she's not getting any younger as well, right? And she has other aspirations, to do. She wants to be a singer. She is a mother of one, I believe. So I don't know exactly, if that played a part in it also, because I was hearing that, a lot of it was the WWE schedule also was kind of, I guess, a little rough on her as well, And of course, a lot of people think that, because she left, it was because of Ricochet. And obviously, if you guys are not familiar with Ricochet is her fiance, ex-WWE employee, now All Elite or All Elote, All Elote over here. You know what I mean? A lot of people speculated that she was eventually going to leave that, that's the first thing I thought that, popped into my head is, oh man, she's going to leave, and go to the AEW, to the competition where she's going to be announcing in front of like nobody basically. But,
right.
But, I was like, well, it's her life, right? If she wants whatever the hell she wants to do, right? As long as there's no scandal involved, I think there's that's really what I care about, because, she was such, like everyone says she's such a sweet person. And I would hate to hear stuff like, oh, she left because there was something with Vince or, something to that degree, right? I think that's something that, I don't want to ever hear from her, obviously. So, yeah. But anyways, best wishes to her. Again, I was really impressed what she did And of course, you know, they brought Lillian back. So Lillian, you know, obviously is a legend. She's a legend in her own right. We can talk about that if you guys want. But you know, I'm not disappointed on the replacement. Right, I think you know they did a good job on at least bringing Lillian back for the time being. I don't know if that's going to be like a forever thing. You know, obviously Lillian's kind of been off and on in the WWE over like the last like 10-15 years already, right? You know, sometimes she'll just come in to cover somebody, or you know, I remember it was to a point where she was just doing like the pay-per-view events, I think, you know, and she stopped doing like the regular ring announcing. So you know, Lillian, like I said, a legend, future Hall of Famer, most likely. And again, a pioneer in what she did as well. So, you know, hopefully, you know, it continues to get better with her. I think she had a little bit of a ring rust or announcement rust last night, but that's all right. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as Samantha Irvin goes, best wishes, man.
All right. And going with Gil Heyman.
You know what Lillian Garcia's favorite theme park is?
What?
Busch Gardens.
Oh, fuck, man. You had to go there, man. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, was Samantha doing her whole shtick while Vince was there, or did she like break out of this shell after he left? I don't even remember, because honestly, I don't really pay attention to the.
I think it was after she left, because I think she was doing. Yeah, I think she was still doing like she was the NXT ring announcer also, and then they kind of just bumped her up real quick to SmackDown, like after maybe like 6 months, I think. So I think it was after, you know, it was probably like late 2021, early 2022 when she actually started. So I mean, I'm sure I think Vince was already like out the door when all that was going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm just saying it. I don't think there was, obviously. We don't want no one getting their pooped on their head. So
let's see. I'm trying to find where it pretty much goes into it.
But she's been responding to a lot of news reports on Twix, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it.
On the rumors and whatnot.
Yeah, So PW Insider said that she just quit like on the spot, basically. And then one of these dirt sheets decided to regurgitate the story, and then she responded to the dirt sheet that said, that's bullshit.
Like I was gonna say that it seemed fishy to me that it just happened kind of sudden, right? Like, you know, maybe it was something that was planned. You know, maybe WWE knew about it, right? Maybe they already know.
I mean, did they coincidentally live somewhere nearby Lillian? You know, was she just there as a backup? Like, you know, what's going on here?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it had been discussed. You know, apparently I was reading that she had been thinking about this for like the last year, and I guess like maybe they're more lenient on the announcer contracts than, you know, the talent contracts, obviously. Or maybe she was just, you know, month to month, or, you know, what is it, week to week? You know, maybe she. I mean,
nobody. I don't even think they were under a contract. Yeah. Are they even under a contract, or are they regular employees where they can leave?
I have no clue, man, because they're not technically talent.
The writers.
I would believe they're on contract. Yeah. I would believe for a ring announcer they would be under contract, because again, like they're out there on the show, right? Like when you see a lot on social media that has to do with Samantha, like especially like on Instagram, besides, you know, Mike's favorite section, her you know, her modeling photography, they love to show snips of like when she does like either the announcements to the ring or the victor of the match. And even like when like her reactions, like when The Rock returned, they love showing her reactions and everything, or when Cody won the WWE Championship and her emotions to that. So I would believe, you know, because she is a face that, you know, every fan knows, that she is typically under a contract, but I think her contract is more flexible because she's not in-ring talent. Which, you know, it kind of goes with this here, because I don't know, they took little excerpts from like different places. So like what you guys are saying, Brian Alvarez said that she got some outside projects she wants to do, couldn't come to terms with how it worked with WWE, and off she goes. And Dave Meltzer goes on to say she had actually been thinking about it for a year. She's a singer. She also plays the flute, but she wants to get more involved in her music. It was just something that she had been talking about for a long, long time. Finally pulled the trigger on it, and that's about it, really.
Unless she signed a record deal or has some kind of backer, like why? I was in the music business. Why?
The music business is not all what it's chopped up to be. Not a lot of people know, especially what was it? I saw a documentary about one of my favorite rock bands, 30 Seconds to Mars. The documentary where they were sued by the record label for $30 million. And it's because they wanted out of contract. And in there, you had a lot of different musicians like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park and just like all types of musicians. And the one thing they talked about were 360 deals. They talked about
I know about 360 deals.
Yep. 360 deals, and then how they're paid. Like they're fronted money to do an album, and then they start taking out all these fees. Even the thing that made me like weirded out about it was when a music artist got charged for damaged packages, right? So like they have a fee if like CDs get damaged, but then they were applying that same fee to digital downloads, which is like, how do you damage a digital download? But it was all the ways that the labels would take your money. So I get what you're saying.
I can give you a nice breakdown of a 360 deal, but for another, we'll save it for another show. I think it would get pretty good views though, because those videos typically do it. I can even write it out for you. It's actually really, really crooked.
Yeah, I looked into a little bit of it, so we can definitely do. I think we could save that for like another podcast. We can correlate that with like pro wrestlers that also are musicians, right? Like Chris Jericho, and I guess you could consider Jeff Hardy, sort of. I mean, like what his band Peroxygen only put out 1 or 2 albums
through TNA. Mercedes Moné wants to put music out, and her cousin is Snoop. So that's a very good resource to have.
Well, she could sign to his label. She could sign to Death Row.
Yeah, but when's the last time Snoop had a hit, man?
This morning when he lighted up that spliff. That's the last time he got a hit, this morning.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like Lillian Garcia had a music career too, and she can actually sing. As a matter of fact, talking about lawsuits, she got sued by a band for copyright infringement. Do you remember that?
She did?
I don't know.
Yeah, the name of the band was called Bush.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Yes, keep them coming throughout the day.
Hilarious.
For those who don't know,
was
the reason
a band called Bush, a rock
I
band.
know there's a band called Bush. It's just funny you said that. For those that are not clear, I said yesterday I could never look at Lillian Garcia the same ever since Sean Waltman's shoot, where he was naming off certain things about female wrestlers that he worked with, and when it came to Lillian Garcia's name, he talked about Big Bush, obviously insinuating he slept with her, but that's another thing. Yeah.
That or she voted for George Bush. I don't know.
But in the reality of things, it is going to be sad that Samantha's no longer going to be doing the announcements. I actually thought it was refreshing the way that she was doing it, and how they positioned her, not only for WWE but for their social media and everything. Her reactions were like, I guess it was a good thing, because we really didn't see so much of that from previous ring announcers. We never really saw that. So I don't know. It's sad to see her to go. But one thing that everyone's saying, she's not going to AEW. I don't know how true that is.
I don't believe that. I mean, maybe not right now, but I mean, we'll see how the music thing lands, and if it sticks, okay, But I'm pretty sure we might see an appearance backstage, or I don't know, to some degree. Maybe we'll see her like as Ricochet's manager. Maybe she'll be a heel manager or something like that. Imagine if we come out.
Imagine out to the ring.
Her being in the WWE, like anytime someone in WWE, not anytime, but a lot of times, people try things outside of wrestling besides acting. It usually fails. Like the only exception I can think of is Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho and Jimmy Hart, But Jimmy Hart was a successful musician before he got into wrestling. Chris Jericho, that song Judas, which I like, by the way, that's a gold song. But he did that independently.
Yeah. Yep. And we get to hear it every time he comes out to the ring, which is awesome. It is on my playlist on freaking Spotify. I'll give it that much. Like, Jericho will always surprise me on the things that he does. And yeah, he, I got into a debate with a friend of mine because, like, a friend of mine was a real big fan of the Hardys, and so anything that Jeff and Matt does, like, he co-signs it always. And he was co-signing Peroxide Gym, which I told him it was a nice little project. I just don't take him seriously as an actual musician. And when he compared it to Fozzy, I was like, you can't compare it to Fozzy because Fozzy has no ties to wrestling. Like, Jericho doesn't use wrestling to push his band, which I give him the respect on that. So, and besides Judas, there's a lot of good other tracks on his album and on his shows. So if you never heard of Fozzy, check it out. It's good music, especially if you're into rock. It's definitely good music. But yeah, so we'll say goodbye to Samantha in WWE.
No.
But now you don't have to wait for WWE to see her and hear her voice, Mike. Now, she's on Graham. Just go watch her her reels.
It's not the same. It is what it is.
Mike
it is what it is.
Mike is gonna cry. Mike will shed a tear, but you know what? Who knows? We'll see what happens if an eye candy replaces her.
Doubtful.
We'll see if that happens.
My beautiful caramel queen is gone, but that's all right.
No, she'll come back.
I got another subject to throw into the show.
Oh, okay.
The Undertaker had Donald Trump on his podcast.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they barely talked politics. It sounded like a fan interviewing the Undertaker. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, this was the one with Undertaker and Kane, right? Now we can roll with it now. It was the one with him and Kane and Trump, right?
No. Today was the actual episode. They uploaded it today.
Oh, okay. So that was like a prequel type of thing. The actual episode
probably
came
like
out today.
Preview video, yeah.
Yeah. It was like 50 minutes long. It was an easy listen, and they barely talked about politics. Like, they talked about more about home life. Donald was trying to learn more about the wrestling business, and it wasn't bad. It was like hardly political. Like, check it out when you can.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna check that out because, like, I know that what was it? What the video I'm talking about that had Mark, Donald Trump, and it had Glenn. The crazy thing about it was what the Undertaker said in that little clip, and he was like, telling people that they should vote for Donald Trump. Unlike Batista. And like, I was shocked that he threw Batista's name in there as a Kamala supporter. And I was like, oh shit, what's happening here? Like, are we going to get, some sort of standoff in the future between, Dave and Mark or Undertaker? It was very interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely going to check out that podcast after this is over because I want to see it. But, I think the direction that we'll go, we'll talk the Wyatts 6 because I want to save the bloodline thing for the end. So yesterday I made mention, where is the Wyatts 6? And I guess they heard me because they came last night on Raw. So I thought them coming to attack the Final Testament, it was a little lackluster. That's my opinion. What did you guys think?
I completely agree.
Yep.
I completely agree. I thought it was like why?
Yeah, like the way that I approach watching, pro wrestling is like, if I can't determine in my head the reasoning for a specific move by talent, then it's not going to be that appealing to me. I can see what other people are saying about the Final Testament, but the Wyatts they came in and they didn't really like start off to ease into this feud. They just came in, attacked them. And I don't know what it is with them thinking it's cool to freaking, powerbomb Dexter Lumis onto some people. But when you can't get them up quick enough or make the move smooth enough where it always looks like they're about to botch it. They should just stop doing it. But yeah, it was a little lackluster to me. I felt like I don't want to see them as faces. I think that's really what it is that I don't want to see them as a face group. I want to see them as a heel because I'm expecting them to do terrible things. Like if you kill off Chad Gable in the back and create this type of shock and awe for your debut, you don't want to lead it up with being fan favorites and being a face. Like you want to continue on that presence. Be a heel, which I think is where they missed the mark with this whole group compared to the late Bray Wyatt. When Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family came, they came as heels. They didn't come as faces. And so I think that's where it's losing me when I'm a big supporter of them continuing on Bray's legacy. I feel like they're doing more harm than good. But, I mean, what do you guys think?
I think it's more harm. They should have, it's hard to say. I'm at a loss of words, bro. Like it's how do you do this without Bray there? You can't. I know it's a tribute thing, but I think it was too soon for starters. And that either just wait. They should have waited a little longer to do it, or just never did it. Period. And I think I would have went for the latter if it was up to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think we already talked about this on yesterday's podcast on Tito's other channel, the IRL Tito, or just the Aloha channel. So, I mean, you kind of already know my stance on it, Tito. I already kind of mentioned it to you yesterday, but for the sake of this podcast, obviously you guys already know that I just really haven't felt it with the new Wyatt 6 ever since they debuted. And, I like it, like what, they were, what Mil Heyman was saying, what Gil Heyman, sorry, well, that they probably should have never done it, or I don't know, man. Like I like that there's a group. First of all, I know that was probably the original plan for Bray to come out with more guys and bring out more talent, right?
I mean,
make
look,
more stars. But
let me jump in real quick. If they would have did it with just Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, they would have brought back what's his name, Braun Strowman for starters.
Yeah,
I think that would have been cool.
That would have made more sense, yeah.
Like the rest of these guys that they have there, like Dexter Lumis is cool, but no. The other guy,
Joe Gacy?
Joe Gacy, hell no.
Well,
what's her name? Needs to put her superhero suit
Nikki
back on
Cross.
and just fly off to another company.
Oh yeah. Well, see, here's the crazy thing about it though. So like, and following this whole ordeal, apparently, and I guess what was going to happen, which was kind of cool. So like, remember when I was posting on TikTok, the It Begins Again YouTube channel segments where you had Bo Dallas speaking, you had them in all these weird masks, and then there was that one episode with the dude with the baseball bat who turned out to be Killer Cross. So initially, if Bray didn't pass, the idea with this whole angle with, Bray and Uncle Howdy, Karrion Kross was actually supposed to be a part of this group. And technically, they were supposed to be the three frontmen. Bray with Karrion on the left, Uncle Howdy on the right. I don't know about Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy being involved in it, but I do know that Eric Rowan was supposed to come back to it. And I believe Alexa Bliss was supposed to be the female counterpart in all of this. So that's why, I get why they attacked Karrion Kross, but the whole idea, like what you guys are saying, it was too soon to bring them. I agree, but it was also too soon to make them a face. I don't like seeing this group the way that it is as a face. Like, I don't need them to be particularly a heel. It's just they feel super soft, like an aggressive little bunny. And that's not what you want to portray when you're trying to claim to, to be vicious, sadistic, psychotic.
Yeah.
Bunny does not go along with it. But
scary. They need a mouthpiece, man, honestly, man. And I think that's what the difference is between, the original Wyatts and the current, and not to knock on Bo Dallas, right? But he's not, I mean, unless he brings out that, Bo Dallas shtick where, he's like, time to believe, and then his dark side comes out or whatever. Bray Wyatt could talk, man. He could work the crowd, and I think that's the difference. Bray Wyatt had some sort of presence with the crowd in all of the stages that he was in. From being on the main roster, there was always some sort of like oh shit, fan reaction or crowd reaction, and you just don't feel it. Like, I mean, maybe it's just me because we're old. Sorry guys, we're old, but maybe it's more entertaining for the younger audience, right? What we're seeing now. I don't know if it is. I don't know.
I don't think so. No way. You do. That is the missing puzzle to all of this. You are right. You freaking you hit it right there on the head. They need a mouthpiece. Like, you can't rely on video clips on the Titantron to carry your group. And you can't rely on attacking people and then laughing psychotically after you do the fact. Like, you have to cut those promos in the ring. You're right, Bray. That's what captivated me as a fan, was he would come to the ring and speak in tongues, and I didn't give a shit if I didn't understand it. But I was like, damn, I want to join this guy's cult. That's how good he spoke. And eventually we all did. We all became Fireflies. Right. Regardless of what side of the spectrum he was on, we were always on it. And then, so yes, that is the missing puzzle here that, you hit it. When you said it, I felt it. I was like, yes, that's it. He's not making a presence in the ring vocally. They need a mouthpiece. And do you think Alexa could save that if they brought her into it?
Probably, because she's still connected to the old Bray. Rest in peace. So, yeah. Hell, I'd bring Randy Orton back, too, because he was part of that, too.
Randy Orton. Yeah, yes and no, not really. There was a feud there towards the end, but...
No, there was a time he was part of them, though, until their match at WrestleMania.
I mean, remember when Daniel Bryan was a part of the
yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
For like a couple weeks, and then, that fizzled out, right? But, I mean, I get it. I get what they're trying to do, but it's just not working in the way that they want it to work, I think. And it just doesn't have that feeling that it gave you when Bray was the lead. And even Alexa, now that you mention Alexa, right? Alexa was interesting how she got involved with them, and, her character, it wasn't like it just happened all at once, right? We saw character development from her original character kind of go a little, off the wall after not just like a week or two, but it was like months and months where, we saw her character just kind of go crazy after a while. Right. And that was when he was the Fiend. He wasn't even talking Bray wasn't even talking with Alexa. Right. It was just one of those deals where, she kind of fell into the trap, or fell into the cult, whatever you want to call it.
And it worked too.
And it worked really good, because her character, not to knock on Nikki Cross, right? Nikki Cross is not a very good promo. She has the mannerisms, and when she's in the ring, and she gives off the crazy vibe. She always did. That was her character in NXT, but it's just not what we want to see, or at least not what I want to see, right? I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's Nikki Cross's character is very unique, only because before Bray's passing, with the whole Uncle Howdy thing, you had Uncle Howdy that was targeting Alexa. What most people don't know, and the idea that was supposed to come from that was, I don't know if you guys remember, but the same time that Howdy was coming and he was making his presence to Alexa known and kind of targeting her. But you guys remember when Nikki Cross used to fall into that trance and she would just leave a ring? Yeah. They were actually, so they always had intentions of bringing Nikki Cross in. Yeah. And she was actually going to be basically Uncle Howdy's puppet, but I guess the timing, Bray's passing, and then that whole time, that there was nothing when it came to the Wyatt name. Bringing her in now, people kind of forgot that aspect, so it was like one of those storylines that was leading to it and got killed because of real circumstances and just could not be revived the way that I guess they had hoped to see it. So yeah, it is a very stale thing, and my thing is, and what I think a lot of us already see the writing on the wall. Eventually, if this momentum keeps up the way it is, they're going to repackage all of them. They're going to have to, because it's not going to work. Uncle Howdy's going to have to do it alone. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of already seeing it where like it's not working, but like I'm glad that they brought a guy like Eric Rowan back, right? I mean, he was a part of the original 3, right? But it's like they're not really there. He's just kind of like a force for them, right? Like a, what do you call it? Like a bodyguard. He's not really doing anything.
Oh yeah.
But it was also like that when he was with the originals. But it worked. It in a way it worked back then. I don't know why it's not transitioning now. Man, dude, I don't know.
I think fans want to hear from him. That's why. Like, and all of this all stems back to Bray's passing. And so while they did that documentary for Bray on Peacock and whatnot, I think fans want to hear Rowan talk to some degree, or at least have some sort of substance to his character, and not portray the same Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family days, but be a little bit more sadistic. That's the thing, is like you have the presence of fear, but when you act, it's like, oh, there's nothing to be afraid about. He's just an enforcer. You know, he's not doing anything crazy. Like, I'm sorry, this is WWE. They got the money, they got the know-how, they got the production people in the back, they got the stunt people, coordinators. You mean to tell me that you can't come up with a segment that puts Eric Rowan in a god-fearful way where he does something that freaks people out? Because, I mean, Bray did it as the Fiend, and it was a simple gesture. It was that neck snap he did to freaking Finn Balor in his debut match. Everybody in the attendance was in shock. We know it wasn't real. He didn't really snap his neck and break it, but the fact that he did it just had people like, whoa. You could do that for Rowan, but they're not doing it. And Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy have no substance either. There's nothing that says to fans why they're connected.
Yeah.
In this at all.
I think that's what they should. I mean, now that you're saying that, I think that's what they should have tried to do when they were, piecing all of these guys together rather than just bringing them all on at once. Yeah. I mean, obviously we knew Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy was going to be involved, right? But when you involve 4 other people or whatever, 4 other people plus we're still missing Alexa, if that even happens, right? It's just like without any type of backstory on like why or how they joined, who they are, right? I mean, we know who Dexter Lumis is, but do we really know who Dexter Lumis is? I mean, even his other character was kind of like, he was a little off the wall and unhinged and, kidnapping people. And I don't know what, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what the hell they tried doing with that character, but they needed to have tried to make it make sense for the fans. Like, why is he here? And also, like, instead of all of them going out there at once, I think they should just focus on 1 or 2 at a time. During like, these segments rather than having like all of them come out at once. And, obviously if Uncle Howdy is going to be the leader of the group, he needs to, in a way, like, show that he is, controlling them somehow or being in charge of them somehow.
Yeah. He doesn't establish a leader presence with them too. Yeah. That's the other missing piece to all of it. So yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the Final Testament can fix things with them. I mean,
honestly,
Gil Heyman.
If they don't figure it out, then like those guys are all like they could have been let go.
Yeah. They would have all been fired probably. You're right about that.
Yeah, because they're not bringing any substance to it, But I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, Karrion Kross and the Final Testament can bring something out of them that kind of like gives them that last pulse that they need to kind of come to life. Hopefully they do that with that, but we'll see. Moving a little bit on, I wanted to talk about what happened with R-Truth saving the New Day just before that, right? And then getting attacked by the Final Testament and the Miz. The Miz going heel, basically ending his whole friendship with R-Truth. Where do you guys stand on that? Do you think it was a good move to separate R-Truth and the Miz and had the Miz go heel again?
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, like, how many times has the Miz turned on all of his partners over the last 10 years? It's turned on everybody. You know what I mean? It's like saying like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it was obvious from the get-go that's what was going to happen. But my question for this angle is now that they're getting the New Day involved, obviously there's a little bit of tension with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston also, which I think this is gonna be a weird, man, but I think Kofi's gonna be the one that ends up turning heel in this, man. I'm not sure why.
You really think that they're pulling?
Yeah, I think Kofi is going to be the one that ends up. I would love to see a Kofi heel run because he's like another, Rey Mysterio, John Cena type where you really haven't seen him turn turn heel in like how long? When was the last time he was a heel?
When New Day debuted.
Exactly, that's funny because
10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, because if you think about it, New Day was more of a heel team when they first debuted, but it's like okay, like if they're not gonna do anything with him, why not? Why not make this a cool feud between Kofi and Xavier, right? And give it some substance, right? Maybe have them include the Intercontinental Championship or something to that degree, right? Where Kofi wins it, or he turns heel, he takes it off Braun Breaker a little bit later on down the road, and then they're just feuding for it. Make it a fun feud, man.
Yeah, Braun Breaker's lame. I'll get to that later.
All good tag teams have to come to an end, man.
Rewind. What did you just say?
I said Braun Breaker is lame. We'll get to that later.
Well, we can get into that. But anyways,
to kind of wrap up on the whole, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods thing, it's you're right about the Miz. I mean, how many times does he have to go heel? And how many times does he have to, betray a partner? He did it to John Morrison. That was my favorite angle, just because the one promo they cut in the ring where they were arguing who was Shawn Michaels, who was Marty Jannetty. And I was like, what a nice throwback to the Rockers, but we all saw what happened. John Morrison was the Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
But
all gone and done that.
like guys like him, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, The Big Show, like there's so many others. Kevin Owens at this point. I've had so many babyface and heel turns. And it just shows these guys have been here for way too long. Like, honestly,
some of them have.
A rule should be if you're going to be a babyface, you're going to be a babyface for a minimum of 3 years. A heel, 3 or 4, whatever, because it just becomes a joke after a while to me.
Yeah, it's so weird just seeing it go back and forth, like the Miz and whatnot. So, anyways, we'll put that one to bed. Let's get into this one, and that way, Mr. Gil Heyman here can hear why I say Braun Breaker's lame. We're going in on the Intercontinental Championship last night, which I predicted that Jay was going to drop the title because of the Bloodline feud. But before we get into the Bloodline feud, we'll just focus on the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I did say that Braun Breaker is lame, but not him as a wrestler, not his in-ring talent. It's the name is just so corny in my opinion.
I wish they would have changed the name. I agree.
Change the name, give him a little bit more substance, and stop using his father and his uncle's legacy to build him. I think he doesn't even want to. That's the whole reason that he was okay with the name Braun Breaker, because he didn't want to build him based off of his father and his uncle. That's why I say it's lame. Now, him as an in-ring competitor, I like him as an in-ring competitor. I like what he can do, except for the spear. I'm getting sick of that as a finisher. Like, can someone find something? Yeah, like Jey Uso does a spear, Jimmy does a spear, Solo does a spear, fucking Braun Breaker does a spear, Roman does a spear. Like,
it's like the new super kick of this era. It's the new super kick of this era.
You know what I would do, honestly, if I was a writer for WWE? Royal Rumble. Every guy with a spear finisher at one point in the Rumble is going to attempt to spear each other heading towards the center of the ring and knock each other's asses out. Throw Goldberg in there for good measure, too. Like, you have too many people that do it. So I feel like, one, it's a dead move, in my opinion. I don't look at it like it's a true finisher, But, Braun Breaker recaptured the Intercontinental Championship. A little thank you to Jacob Fatu, which you called it. You were right. I love when freaking Solo was out there and he's like, we got tickets. And see, that's the problem with Solo's dumbass too, is when he's in the ring talking, his fucking in-ring promos are shit. They're crap. But like out there in the fans where he's all joking around, we got tickets, it's legit. Like, why can't you bring that to the in-ring?
I agree.
When it counts.
Let him be himself. He's overly scripted.
Yeah, that would definitely put him on as the tribal chief.
Why do you think that Roman became so good after he turned heel? Because everybody used to talk about how bad he was on the mic.
Oh, yeah, he was. Honestly, it felt like, you know, exactly what people said. WWE was shoving him down our throats. We didn't like him as a face. We like him now. Well, as a face, I felt like that his run didn't have a lot of substance behind it. And his promos weren't all that good, which is why you had guys like Cena stepping in, trying to get him to like let's get the ball rolling, you know? Mm-hmm. The infamous showdown between Roman and Cena that ended up with Cena burning him at the end. But when he became a heel, his promos got better. I mean, yeah, it was always good to have an enhancement like Paul Heyman being his mouthpiece, but little by little over time, he started to speak more and more. Now look at where he's at right now. I mean, he's sitting there saying he's still the same, nothing's changed, although we know him to be a face because of circumstances, and the crowd is super behind him. Even when he lost the belt and he was gone, his predictions
my brother Paul is a genius.
Yeah. It was a perfect thing. It was what he said was true. When I'm gone is when the whole world will acknowledge me. To even make that type of prediction. So, you know, I wish we had that we had Solo the way he was last night, always in the ring like that with the bloodline, and not always talking about I'm your tribal chief and this and that. There's like same shit as always. Like, you're not saying anything different every week. But before we get into that, I am pissed because it's like, what, 28 days Jey Uso was Intercontinental Champion? Not even a month. So Braun's 51-day record or 56-day record is broken by Jey. He's 28 days. And what? So because they're going to trade him to SmackDown, and of course they can't trade him if he's the Intercontinental Champion. So, of course. Man. What did you guys think about the match?
Yeah, the match was the match. I don't
think there was anything. Match.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything that stood out. Yeah, so I think the only thing that I would have changed from the interference standpoint is I would have left Solo out. I would have left the Tongans out, and I would have just had Jacob Fatu be the solo person to interfere in the match. Rather than having to go the way they did, where everyone was jumping in and out of the ring. And then at one point, you see fucking Jacob Fatu, like what he kicks Jey in the head outside of the ring, but you can clearly see that the ref was looking that way. So I'm just like, where's the fucking referee? Like in all this, like where's the bell? Like I mean, I know WWE tries their best to kind of like steer off the camera angles so that they people won't say shit about how bad the refs are doing, but it's just like, bro, like come on, dude, like you can clearly see the ref. He had his head turned that way. Oh, you know so how can you just blatantly ignore?
I forgive WWE for having a bad ref moment when the competition, quote unquote, has 3 or 4 a night every week.
I mean, AEW makes it more obvious, especially when they have their referees putting the shoulders down of the wrestlers before making the count, right? I think that's hilarious. But
I thought that was a wardrobe malfunction.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. I remember Cornette talking about it on his podcast, and he didn't mention wardrobe malfunction. Little Cornette.
I don't know. I'm like, so it's pretty obvious to any fan out there. They're going to trade Jey back to SmackDown. This is going to unite 3 of the original members of the Bloodline, which they're now being donned as the OG Bloodline. There's no originality there, but
this is why I think that storyline is stale. You got all this momentum for Jey Uso, just to send him back to be overshadowed again. Why?
Yeah, it absolutely makes no sense. I mean, what's gonna happen when he gets to SmackDown? Are they gonna like make amends with this by giving him the United States Championship? I don't see the feud just yet, especially with him being part of the Bloodline again. I don't see it. Like, they needed to leave him a singles competitor and leave him far away from the feud. They could have easily brought in people. I mean, I think Zilla Fatu's ready. I think he's ready to come in and to be an enhancement to the Bloodline. At the same time, work with his family and build himself up to a status to be a singles competitor. You know, I don't know if that's gonna happen because isn't he currently the Reality of Wrestling champion right now?
Good question.
I believe he is. Unless I misread the timing, because I saw a clip of Zilla Fatu winning the Realities of Wrestling championship, but I don't know how old that video is. But yeah, they could have brought him in. They didn't need to bring Jay back into the fold, at least not yet. Or they could have worked an angle where he was still going to remain on Raw, but go out and help his family. Like, I don't think that would have hurt this Bloodline storyline if Jay was the Intercontinental Championship holder. It's weird to me because it's like the Judgment Day can bounce between Raw and SmackDown when they want, and Rhea can do it, Damian can do it, so why couldn't Jay do it? And Damian did it when he was World Heavyweight Champion. I don't see why they would even say, okay, you're the IC champion, you got to drop the belt to go there and help on the Bloodline.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. To me, it's missed opportunities. Like, they had an opportunity because the fans were gravitating towards the Rhea Ripley Jey Uso story, right? They've been flirting with each other for a while when she was with Dom, and now they started to show them communicating, helping each other out. And then the last thing was when Rhea told Jay to focus on the Intercontinental Championship, and now we don't really see Jay coming to help her. She don't come out to help Jay. It's like they never even had any dialogue, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? So, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this angle. Where it's going. Like, Bloodline, fine. Bring them back together to fight Solo's Bloodline or The Rock's Bloodline, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. They didn't have to do Jay like that, honestly.
Is Cody Rhodes still involved in this feud?
No.
He's got his feud with Kevin Owens, which we can go on right now. Because I know Randy Orton, a clip I saw on YouTube, Randy Orton says that when he gets back to the States, that he's going to confront Kevin Owens, and that Kevin Owens has an ass whipping for him.
That's a long overdue feud. I don't think that him and Kevin Owens, I know they've crossed paths, they've teamed up. I mean, they were tag team partners for a while, but I don't think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton have had a long feud yet. I might be wrong.
Yeah, which is weird because this could go either way. Like, Kevin Owens can feud with Randy, or he can feud with Cody, like push to try to take the title from him in a real match, not as a friends match type of thing like they did before.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Isn't Kevin's contract up in January?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go on. Was is this really gonna be a filler where Kevin just feuds with Cody until his contract's over and then goes to another promotion? So you guys weigh in on that. What do y'all think?
They could be trolling it for the fans. I mean, I personally think he is gonna leave and go be with the Elotes over there with his BFFs, right?
I forgot they are friends.
Yeah.
If I was Kevin Owens, dude, first off, I'd be much thinner, but that's beside the fact. I would just say, hey, look, I've been wrestling here this many years. I'm really beat up. I need to go part-time. Can we do something? And if they say no, we want you to stay full-time, they'd be like, well, then I guess I'm just going to have to go ahead and ride it out and go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. There's a way to do things. I mean, Kevin Owens, he's not small time. So he does have a little bit of pull to try to negotiate his deal with WWE and get some time. If he's that banged up and needs time out, then do it. Take the time out, I don't know, man. I feel like Cody. Go ahead.
Let me go back real quick. I apologize for interrupting.
No. Go for it.
Kevin Owens and Jon Moxley, when he was Dean Ambrose, when both of those guys came up to the main roster, when he came up to the main roster, and when Dean Ambrose broke away from the Shield, hell, when they were in NXT, those guys wrestled for years and years and years and years without an injury. There were guys that were out for an injury, 2 injuries, 3 injuries, and those guys went nonstop, and then when they finally got injured, they were out forever. You remember Kevin Owens got double knee surgery, and then what's his name? Dean Ambrose had his elbow surgery. He was out for like a year and a half.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he says, "Hey, like I'll stay, but y'all need to I need to work less."
Yeah, it's I don't know. If Kevin Owens goes, he goes. Hopefully, it's not as detrimental as other talent that have gone over to the other brand and ended up getting shelved. As far as Cody's run as a champion, it's gone really stale in my opinion. It's like they can't find a good opponent fit to feud with him. His feuds are very short.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are they flipping through a Rolodex and pulling out a name and being like, all right, he's gonna feud with Kevin Owens again. Go. Like, let's get him a real feud. Let's get a couple of PLEs where he defends his title against the same person, but like in different scenario matches. Like, kind of feed that. It's almost as if like the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion can't get a break as far as like a real good, story push. Because not even Gunther's getting a good one. Like, who's challenging him after Crown Jewel? Like, who's he feuding with?
I guess it's going to be, what's his name? Damian Priest.
Again?
Yeah, there was a little backstage segment with them on Raw, so I don't think so. I think that's a good question, honestly, because, I mean, Sami Zayn's already out of the picture in the world title run. And if you notice, he wasn't on Raw this past week, so he wasn't there to back up his buddy Jay Uso in that, that little segment that was going on either. But, I mean, as far as, like, who's going to go for what title, I mean, it's kind of up in the air right now. It might be the case where they just kind of not focus on those matches just because of, Survivor Series. I mean, obviously Crown Jewel's this weekend already, but I think they really want to focus on what's going to happen at Survivor Series, and they don't really care about putting the main titles on the line this time around, I guess. I mean, we might see one title. Who knows? Most likely, it'll probably be Cody.
Am I chewing loud? Can y'all hear me chew?
No, are you chewing your water or what?
Yeah, I'm chewing water like you.
Oh God!
Wait, and you know what? Crown Jewel's this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's the Saturday. No.
I thought it was November 2nd.
Oh shit! Maybe I was off. Let's see. When is WWE Crown Jewel? I'm time to Google that shit. I thought it was this weekend.
I thought they announced it for November 2nd, Saturday. So.
Oh yeah, it's November 2nd. My bad. It feels like it's already the end of October. Well, it is. So it's not this week, but it's the following week already.
You would have had me going on Peacock looking for it. Like, where the fuck is it today?
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's November 2nd, confirmed.
And you know what, Tito? You made me think of something. You reminded me of something.
What's that?
Based on the feuds that Gunther and Cody Rhodes are having.
Yeah.
And you see, it feels like they're too short. There's not enough opponents. It really shows their lack of character development and trying to build up, the stars from underneath to go ahead and move up.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
Back in the Attitude Era, back in Ruthless Aggression, there was like, okay, well, look at this mid-card guy. Like, he could be up next. He's really good.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you sat there and told me, think of somebody that you could bring up to be a challenge to those guys, I really have to sit there, maybe go on the website and look at the roster. Maybe what about LA Knight? You remember I said him challenging Roman was too soon.
Yeah.
What happened to him? He had a lot of momentum, and now he's back to the mid-card.
Well, you know what? Just for the sake of entertainment, when we wrap up the stories, we'll do a round where we'll go through the roster and we'll vote if we think that they can actually be called up for a main title run or not. And we'll see what each of us has as an answer to each
You guys want to know? Okay, you guys want to know what's interesting? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, go for it.
But I'm on WWE.com right now, and they still have the WWE Universal Championship on their page with the WWE Championships. Like, they have it literally next to the WWE Champion, which is the current one, the World Heavyweight title, and it still says that Cody is the champion of the Universal Champion. I was like, I thought that was a retired title. You know what I mean?
I was looking at that on Wikipedia the other day.
Yeah.
And I found that to be strange.
Yeah, I find that interesting that they are still technically having it as an active title. You know what I mean? With the WWE Championship, of course.
You want to know what's funny though? Looking at the roster in the very top where they list the champions, did you notice that like every champion has the title belt except for the Tongans? The Tongans don't have their title belt in their photo. Like they are the champions, but they're not holding the title. Like you have Finn Balor and JD McDonough, they're holding the belts on their shoulder. Ron Breakker has it. Yeah. Them, it's just like what is this? You guys are not proud to be champion?
Trick Williams doesn't have it. Jade Cargill doesn't have it in her picture either, and neither does I don't know who the hell Tony D'Angelo is, but he's the North American champion on NXT. So.
And I see what you're talking about, the title belts. Yeah. They still have the Universal Championship 2016 to present. It's not, I mean, no, they shouldn't have that there anymore.
It shouldn't even be there. Like, you should have it just combined with the WWE Championship. So that's a little off for me, honestly. So that's basically saying that Cody Rhodes is still a double champion right now.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, right? You know, that maybe one day we'll still get like a fourth brand, right? And the Universal Champion will be that brand's champion. I don't know.
You know what's funny though?
WCW.
Right.
The NXT North American Championship reminds me of the TNA Legends Championship. You guys remember that belt?
I don't even remember that belt. Hell no.
It was held by Booker T. It looked just like the NXT North American Championship. They renamed the belt afterwards, but originally it was called the Legends Championship in TNA Impact.
Yeah,
that belt had like 6 different names.
Yeah, they kept renaming
it. The TV champion, the Legends champion, the King of the Mountain.
Yep.
Oh,
what else? The reverse ladder match champion, where you had to climb the ladder and hang it up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it had so many names, but when I was just like looking through the belts right now, and I'm like, oh wow, that looks like the TNA Legends Championship. Because that's when Booker T held it when he was part of the Main Event Mafia on their first run.
Oh god, the Main Event Mafia.
No, Main Event. Samoa Joe and his little hand gestures, he turned it all gangster. What the fuck, bro? Oh man, jeez, man. Things. So, what do you guys prediction wise, going into SmackDown, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Jay's going to immediately return and help, or do you think he's still going to be resistant to the bloodline?
I don't see him being on the show at all.
Yeah, I don't see him being on the show.
Surprise at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just going to surprise roll him out there to come to the aid of Jimmy and Roman.
Well, I mean, there's still
another thing though.
Yeah.
What if Jay gets on Solo's side?
Yeah,
that's a swerve there. Nobody's talking about that.
And it's a possibility because I mean the offer was extended, and even though Jay did threaten, what's his face, Jacob, but that was just a direct to Jacob thing. That wasn't a direct to the whole bloodline.
Yeah.
And the last thing that Jay said to Solo before leaving the ring kind of left that question mark. So yeah, that they could throw a massive curveball that no one is really seeing coming because no one's really talking about it. That could be the shock factor to revive the bloodline feud.
Jay Uso, bro, like he's like with that haircut of his and how he acts and how he talks, he's like a 10-year-old adult. He's like a grown-ass child to me. You know? Like, does his feet even touch the floor when he sits down to eat?
No, I get what you're saying.
You know? What do you think, Mike?
Right, repeat the question one more time. Sorry, I was checking a message.
You're not looking at Samantha photos on Instagram again, are you?
I was actually looking at Selena Vega photos.
Tablet left and right trying to look up the dress.
Nah, low key, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at Selena Vega over here.
Oh, you already cheated on Samantha.
Sorry, Samantha.
See, Samantha, that's what you get for leaving WWE.
That's what happens. I already forgot. I already forgot about Samantha. No, I'll never forget about her. Okay, what was the question again? I'm sorry about that.
Nah, Jey Uso looks like a grown child.
I think it's the haircut.
And how he speaks and how he talks. I don't know, dude.
I mean, like, I love the character development change, and like I like the outfits and I like the glasses. And I mean, as far as how he speaks, I don't know. I can't comment on it.
It's funny to me. I'm not saying I dislike it. I just think it's hilarious. Like, I think he'd make a great comedy act.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely out there with the way he is. But I don't know. Well, let me see your ID.
They make him stand next to the "Are you tall enough?" sign for the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Shit. When AI gets more advanced, I'm probably gonna make a little clip from the movie Higher Learning, but put Jey Uso in there. Let me see your ID. Let me see your ID.
I mean, I think what's gonna happen, just to throw it out there before we finish off on this topic, is we're gonna see him interfere in the tag tournament match, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but it's, you know, the tournament brackets are still going on, right? So I think there's still a number one contender feud on what's happening there. So I think we have DIY versus, or is the title match already this weekend? No, we still have.
DIY versus the Motor City.
Yeah, it's DIY versus the Motor Machine Guns happening this Friday.
I'm surprised they came to WWE, man. That was a weird.
I'm not sold on it yet. I mean, one of the guys looks like what's his face from AEW, the commentator, Nigel McGuinness. I was like, is that Nigel McGuinness's cousin? You know what I mean?
I mean, you know what? I'm glad that they're there because they were in TNT for a long time.
Yeah.
Did they ever go to AEW?
No,
I don't think I've seen Chris Sabin or Alex Shelley in AEW. So no.
Maybe Ring of Honor, but I've never I'm glad they do seem a little out of place, but we just got to give them time.
Yeah,
those guys can go, man. But those guys are legendary on the TNA circuit and stuff.
I would like to see them feud with the Judgment Day. Take the belts off of them. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As these storylines progresses, ladies and gents, we will continue on it. So yeah, always come back to the Deathlock podcast and Twist and Tap and to get fed with our personalities and what we think about all these storylines and where they're going with it. I want to do this speed round game with you guys. I really am interested in seeing what you guys would say about certain people. So the people that I call up, you can decide whether you see them going for the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight title, or if you don't see them rising to the occasion at all. And I'm not gonna go with past champions because they've already had it. So let's see. The first one on my list I am going to pick, and I want to share my screen for this so people can see it for substance. I would like to say Akira Tozawa.
Speed champion.
My choice is to release him.
Speed champ. If anything.
Yeah. I don't see him being a contender ever for WWE Championship or World Heavyweight Championship. Any other belt, I can see them putting it on him for an enhancement, but not the grand titles. Yeah. Let's go with Andrade.
Possible U.S. champion. I don't see him going for a world title right now.
Yeah, but the only thing here is if you see them in the future being able to be called up to go for any one of those titles.
Probably world champion, but he's on SmackDown right now, so there has to be some sort of trade. But it could be possibility, probably world championship.
Yeah, trade Jey Uso for him. What do you think, Gil?
Andrade?
Yeah.
Send him back to AEW.
All right, next on the list we got Angel.
Released, yeah.
Back to NXT.
Because there's nothing going on with him and Legado, whatever the fuck
Legado de Fantasma? Oh,
yeah.
Escobar.
Yeah, what are they even doing with Santos? Like, they had him had like a good set of fucking matches, and then hasn't even been on the show for like a good month or two. So it's like, okay, like, why even have him there? You know what I mean? They would just have backstage backstage segments, and all this guy does is give his facials. You know, he just shows up. You know, I'm pretty sure they use him for dark matches and house shows, but it's like,
wait a minute, hold the fuck up. He ain't giving me no damn facial. No diddy.
No comments. No comments.
Oh, damn, Angel. You cast it into the lake of fire, bro. Angelo Dawkins.
Well, once they separate him and Montez, which I hope that happens very soon. I hope Montez turns like heel on him or something. I'm pretty sure he's going to get released also. Released. Or back to NXT.
Gil.
No title picture for him.
Break him up. Have Montez and Bianca Belair turn heel. Both of them.
I can see that happening. Do you see Angelo being in a major title picture in the future?
No.
Okay, pass on him.
Only tag championships.
Apollo Crews.
No.
Well, they did have him.
I would keep him, but I wouldn't. I don't see him in the main event.
I think they had him with Baron Corbin. They were kind of bringing something back with him a little bit, but I don't honestly understand. The guy's talented, man. He's a talented guy, but he's another one of those Ricochet guys where he just cannot talk on the mic, right? So I don't know.
Ashante Adonis.
I did not even know he was still employed. But
oh my god!
What the fuck is that?
He was a part of Swerve's group. What is it called? With Top
Hit
Dollar.
Row?
Hit Row. Yeah, he was a part of Hit Row.
I thought they let him go.
Exactly.
I thought Fab was the only one that stayed behind.
I think he's with. I don't even know. Is he in a group now? Is he a singles competitor? What's going on?
I've never heard of him. I didn't even know.
Yeah, he was a part of Swerve's group.
Profits?
Yeah.
No. Who's B-Fab with?
B-Fab is with the Street Profits, but this guy is not with them. She broke apart when they fired Top Dollar. Top Dollar.
Ashante Adonis, man. No recognition, no title future. Austin Theory.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean,
once they get separated from that one guy.
The guy he's already a double. He's been U.S. champion. He's been a tag champion with. I think he's got a good thing going with Grayson Waller being like a tag, but it's like they have to really
I think Grayson is a detriment to him.
Yeah,
and
he's a mouthpiece.
Ever since Vince left, that's the only reason I would have wanted Vince to stay, was to see what he was doing with him.
Yeah. It's possible. It might take a couple of years, though. Honestly,
I do see Austin Theory in a major title run in the future. So long as, like you guys are saying, so long as they don't drop the ball on him.
Just don't give him the Money in the Bank briefcase again, because that was just a fucking waste.
Oh yeah, that definitely was.
I mean, you guys remember that?
Okay, I don't know who this guy is. You guys might know him. I don't know.
God. He's been in WWE for years already, for like 5 years.
What does he do?
I mean, he was a part of who the fuck was he a part of? He was a part of some other like Latino team, I think, and he's just been kind of bouncing back and forth. He's not a bad wrestler. I mean, I think his real name is Humberto something or whatever, but
yeah,
the guy's got a good look. I mean, honestly,
Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah, Carrillo. He's not bad in the ring. I mean, he's a very polished wrestler. I would like to see him break away from the tag, whatever tag team is. He's with the Legado del Fantasma or whatever.
Yep, like whoever Legado the whatever.
Yeah.
Led their release.
Yeah, if he doesn't end up getting released, then yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Who the fuck is Blake Howard?
I have no idea. Well, hey, let's throw him in the mix. Do you see a title run?
Who the hell is Blake Howard? I don't know who that is. Is he like a backstage guy? Is he an interview person?
Can't use none of those guys. Question for Braun Breaker. Do you guys see him World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion?
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, yeah, I think it'll go that route. I think he does need a major character or a name change or something like that. I mean, Braun Breaker, he's even said it in interviews that he didn't want to take, the name of the Steiners, right? He wanted to be his own person. But I'm like, I mean, I don't know. There's already a Braun Strowman there. There's also a Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
so it's like, how many Brawns can there be, right? Why didn't NXT think of this? Like, why didn't the people at fucking NXT say, hey, sorry, can't use that name. There's already a Braun, or there's already a Bronson. Like, fuck.
There's Damian Priest's son.
AEW has a bunch of people with the last name Cole.
With
the first
Cole
name Adam.
or Adam. There's like 10 guys. Adam. There's Adam Silver. There's Adam Silver, Adam Copeland, Adam Cole, Adam fucking Tier. I don't know.
Adam Page.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, Adam Page. Yeah. It's like, fuck. They gotta change up the names. Also, Tony Khan isn't thinking about this. So.
Hey, ATB now stands for Here Everything's Braun.
Oh shit. Moving on.
Oh wow, we actually have a comment. What the heck?
What about Damian Priest's son over here, Bronco Nima?
What the hell is Bronco Nima? What the fuck? Assuming he's in NXT, he looks like a tall guy. I think he's like a Samoan guy now.
I don't know.
I think, yeah.
He looks like Damian Priest's son or nephew or something.
Fuck? That is a horrible picture. Looks like childhood friend, Ocean Price. Oh, he's
ready to run through the NXT. Yeah.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of him here. I don't know, and definitely I could see him probably as like a mid-card NXT guy if he ever breaks away from the tag. You know, ugly.
But you don't ever.
No,
you don't ever see him running. Nope.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you never know. I can say this, and then 5 years from now, you'll see him at the top of WWE. But
and just to give this guy a fighting chance, Blake Howard again, one more time.
No clue who that is. Who is he?
He has He has as much chance as the girl next to him.
Bronson Reed.
I see him going for the world title if they book it correctly.
I don't see him winning.
Possibly not winning at the beginning, right? You know, because we love to see people struggle. But right now he's a heel. To put him up against Gunther, like, there needs to be a face champion, first of all, for that to happen. But obviously right now him and Seth Rollins are feuding. So, yeah, I could see Bronson Reed go for a world title. You know, it just depends on, again, how it's booked and if it's booked correctly.
Well, I mean, going for it is one thing. To clarify, do you see them ever being WWE champion or world heavyweight champion?
No.
I see it.
No.
I see
we got one yes, we got one no.
I'll say yes. I think he's got a good look.
Saying yes, no, or release?
No.
Yes, no, or release. Yeah, you could throw release in there.
I'll say yes.
I say no to this one. I say no to this one because I feel like that in typical fashion, they may package him like they did the Brodus Clay.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not either, but
that's a horrible comparison, by the way.
I know.
Still. Crazy.
Brutus Creed.
It's too early to tell.
Did you just speak on Brodus Clay?
Brutus Creed, Brodus Clay.
Oh, this is two different people. Okay.
Yeah, this is he's
this guy right here.
He's American made. He's an American made.
No.
No. No for you.
I'm gonna say no for now.
That's
you can revisit it in a couple years.
That's 2 no's and a release. I don't see this guy going anywhere. Byron Saxton.
I would say surprised he's still employed, first of all, but I mean, he does a lot for the company. No, as far as being a world title contender.
Carmelo Hayes.
No. He'll be one of those guys that gets close, but he'll be like another Kofi Kingston, where it'll take about 10 years for him to get to the top.
What about you, Gil?
Except he won't get the belt.
He won't get the belt.
Basically, he won't get the belt. Yeah.
Okay. Cedric Alexander. He's been around for a while.
I did not know he was employed still.
Damn.
Triple H has got a love for this guy because, like, I think, you know, there was a point where he was going to get released, you know, because, you know, he didn't win the 205 competition. The guy was crying. And Triple H came out, yeah.
His girlfriend, they won't hire her.
Who's his girlfriend? I don't even know.
Some girl named Big Swole that used to be in AEW.
Oh, he's dating Big Swole. I thought Big Swole was a lesbian, not to knock on that or anything like that, but Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
I don't know why. When you guys said Big Swole, I was thinking of that whack ass group that came to WCW under No Limit Records.
Nah, this was somebody else.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like when you first said it, that came to head. That came to my mind. Like,
yeah, look up Big Swole Tony Khan.
I'll look that up after this. I want to see what that person looks like. Chad Gable.
Yeah.
You see him as champion?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time, but yeah, he will be a world title.
If he can grow 3 inches miraculously, he'll be champion next week.
All right.
Yeah, Channing Stacks Lorenzo.
No, hard no.
I thought it was MJF for a second. I'm like, what the hell did he come in?
Well, see, it's funny you said he looks like MJF, but like, first of all, what's your answer on him, Gil? Yes or no?
What?
The Channing Stacks Lorenzo that looks like MJF. Yes or no? No? Okay. Now, I said, it's very interesting. You said he looks like MJF because then we got the younger Bryan Danielson, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan, Charlie Dempsey over here.
Isn't that Regal's son?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's Regal's son, yeah.
Do you see him ever being top champion material?
No.
Mid-card guy, yes, but not a champion, no. Hey, why did you skip CM Punk?
He's already been a champion.
Oh,
I'm not doing any champions. Cruz del Toro.
Release
Gil.
eventually, yeah.
Gil Heyman says
Release.
I think so too. Release. Dante Chen.
Who the fuck is Dante Chen?
Release.
And why does he look so muscular? What the hell? He's making Dom look small over here. I say no. I won't say release just because I have no clue who he is, and obviously he's an NXT guy, so would like to see some from him because I don't know. I just Chinese. I mean, is he? Obviously, he's Chinese with the last name Chen.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Gil Heyman says
Release.
Release.
You are free to go. You are free to learn a new hole.
All right, now that he's next to Dominic Mysterio, since Dominic is somewhat in the title picture, currently, I'm going to say yes.
I'm
going to say yes.
But I don't see him as the world champion.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, just because of how over he is right now, and I think it's going to shock everyone how early he wins the championship.
I see.
I don't think he wins it off Gunther. But he does win.
I think that if he becomes a world champion, he'll be like Randy Orton now. Like he'll be a transitional champion.
I think what's going to happen right now is the current Judgment Day is going to eventually break off from whatever is happening, and he's going to be the leader of the group. So I think Dirty Dom is conniving, man. I think he's going to do a lot of bad things. And I think Carlito is his wingman right now.
Yeah. I do see a potential shift in the new Judgment Day with him taking it.
They're going to break off. Yeah, they have to break off. I think Balor and JD McDonagh, whatever his name is, have to get away from the group. Yeah.
Big Funko.
Oh, the Funko. Yeah.
I don't see JD getting out immediately, but I do see them excommunicating Finn Balor. And I think it's gonna happen when they lose the tag titles. Right. Let's see here. Your Dragon Lee.
No.
Release.
Nah, I don't think they'll release him.
We got Duke Hudson.
Who?
Release.
This guy, the older version of Kenny.
NXT guy. He looks like LA Knight's cousin.
It's Kenny. He came back to WWE.
No, that's not Kenny Dykstra. That is not Kenny Dykstra.
You got the headband. He's just older now.
You know, Kenny Dykstra is a backstage guy. I think he's like one of the officials back there. You always see him break up like fights and shit like that in there.
The funny thing about Kenny is I'll never forget him with his freestyle battle against John Cena outside the arena. Like that was so terrible. Eddie Thorpe.
Release.
Yeah. Gil?
He won't make it past NXT.
How big is he? No Diddy.
I don't know him. So,
He has kind of a good look for a star.
Yeah.
I gotta look into him, so we're gonna wait on him, but maybe.
He looks like Dax Harwood over here.
so this is a maybe. We got our first maybe of the night. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Edris Anofe or Anafi.
Who?
Edris Anafi.
Not familiar with him, but I would say I'll just say no. I don't want to say release.
Do you know him, Gil?
I don't know.
Just say release. Just go ahead and say release.
No. We'll give him. We gotta be a little.
We'll give him
fair
a chance.
sometimes.
Okay, we'll give him a chance. That's why I said no. I'm not gonna say release just yet, but
I have a feeling the next person I choose is going to be a release.
And we're
Elton
gonna-
Prince.
no. I think he'll stay.
You think he'll stay?
Yeah, I think he'll stay. I'll say no to the world title, but I think
I
he'll
don't need
stay.
another Billy Gunn. I don't need another Dolph Ziggler. Bye.
Bye, release.
Well, his tag partner is the brunette. So
It's
we'll
just-
see. They're not bad in the ring. I mean, they're not horrible in the ring. What I've watched, you know, I think they've kind of taken the focus away from their characters a little bit, but aligning them with Nia Jax. But I mean, I think they're entertaining.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah, they're
weird
entertaining.
that, you know, the whole angle when I first saw them, and I was like, oh, I thought Fandango, and then we're back. But nope.
You know, I love it when people like Cornette and Russo do these kind of videos where they go through the roster and say who they're keeping, who they're firing, and it just creates all sorts of outrage.
Well, we're gonna. I guess we're gonna start incorporating that, aren't we?
Well, we should
Well-
do one on AEW, but like just like keep a release, but like just a whole episode on E AEW.
Yeah, for sure. But we
That'll
could
be
do that.
interesting.
Okay, Eric over here.
No.
No, but he stays. No release on him.
They just got back. I'll keep them for now.
We'll keep him for now. All right. I don't see him going up in there. It's pretty much like what they've done to what's that group that I can't even remember the name. That's how far fallen off they've become. But anyways, Ethan Page.
I mean, they already had him as NXT champion, and that was really quick, so I can't say no.
I see him being maybe a mid Carter, but not world champion.
Yeah.
But I'll keep him.
You'll keep him.
Yeah, I'll keep him. Yeah, for now. But yeah.
Giovanni Vinci.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Just because of what they've been doing with him like lately, but like the guy's doesn't have a horrible look. First of all, he looks like Steve Austin's little cousin.
Is he the guy that keeps getting pinned left and right?
What? the Steve Austin thing or what?
Yeah, he's the guy that keeps getting rolled up and losing.
Yeah,
Okay.
they repackaged him,
Nah, he gotta go.
but
You're
yeah,
released.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's released. Yeah.
Adios, amigo.
All right, so we got one release. We got Yes as a future top champion. I'm gonna say right now, no. I don't see it in him. So we'll move to the next one. Grayson Waller.
Release.
I'm gonna say
Release.
no.
Yeah,
No.
he's just obnoxious at this point. I liked him a few months ago, but you know, it's just fucking go away, dude.
Wow.
Release. So 3 releases. Moving on. Greg Miller.
Wait, what do you say?
I said no.
What about you, Mike?
For who? Grayson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said no. He's not going to win the title. I don't think he's going to be released though.
Oh,
Sorry.
2 releases, 1
Two
no.
release, one no. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, Greg Miller.
Release because I have no clue who he is. I think he's like a manager.
I never seen him manage anybody. I don't even know who the
I
fuck
think
he
he's
is.
in charge of that university team thing in
Oh,
NXT.
okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but somebody quote me on that. Declapped M Gaming up there. That's in
Well-
the comments. We had one person comment that wasn't me.
Oh yeah. No, I know who Declapped is.
Right.
He goes up on the tech podcast shows also as well. All right. Well, Gunther's there. Hank Walker.
No.
Maybe.
Release
Maybe?
probably for me. I'll say release because I have no clue who he is.
Release. Maybe, says Gil. I don't know who he is. I say no, but I don't say release just because of the look that he has right now, the vibes I'm getting Maybe a mid-carder, maybe someone that does push on the top area, but I don't see him getting the WWE or World Heavyweight title. Our next person, Ilya
Dragunov. Oh, such a toughie for me. I'm gonna say no though.
You say no?
Yeah.
What about you, Gil?
Like
Ilya, maybe.
Like he could be such a big baby face later on, but obviously the injury.
But he had a good feud with
yeah.
Gunther, so he could be a contender. So
and he had some pretty banger matches with Ricochet before Ricochet left also. So
banger after banger or burger after burger.
Yeah, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
We're almost done here, boys.
It's a big list. We're barely in the eyes. Damn.
Ivar.
Bivar.
Released?
I'm going to say no on that one.
Ooh, there's someone. Werewolf Jacob Fatu.
It's a hard yes. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You know,
all right.
It could take a couple years, but I see him holding the world title and being a huge baby face. Huge baby face.
It's funny they got his photo here with the tag team titles, but the actual tag team champions are not holding it. That's weird. What about you, Gil?
Who again? Jacob?
Fatu.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Okay, cool. Javier Bernal.
Who the fuck? No.
Wait, who?
Release.
Javier
Bernal. Yeah, I think I've seen him on NXT, but yeah, adios. Release.
Adios. Gone. JD McDonough.
No. Release eventually.
Release. You think release, Gil, or no?
JD McDonough
and the Funko guy.
He better find out if McDonald's is hiring. So
yeah.
Javon Evans.
Release.
I say yeah. Like, can you scroll down a little bit more? I need to see. I say yes, man. This guy's fucking amazing in the ring, dude. If you haven't seen his in-ring work, like, the guy's crazy, and he's only like 21 years old.
Can he talk?
That I haven't seen, honestly.
Has he sold tickets? Is he selling merch?
Probably.
Is he over? Is he being talked about outside of the wrestling bubble? Okay, release.
I say yes. I'm going to disagree with you there. I'm going to say yes.
I'm just trolling, man. I'm just trolling.
Oh man, we got singles moves here. So we got a release, we got a yes, we got
I say yes. The guy, like he once he puts on a couple of pounds in the next couple of years, well, I say yes.
Okay. Moving on.
Young.
Jay Uso.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it also. Yes.
Okay, we're all in agreement. Jimmy
Even
Uso.
Though he failed to defend his Intercontinental Championship.
Oh my god!
That was one of his first title defense.
At least he got one.
Family.
At least he got one successful title defense with it. He did defend it against Xavier Woods and win.
Wow. He successfully defended it one time.
Yeah, one time. Hey, I'm gonna go with today's generation and give him a participation ribbon. Okay.
I bet you Rikishi is watching Raw right now with a fucking microscope. Like, no, wait a minute. He could have did this. No, dude, my son was robbed.
Speaking of that, I wonder what's gonna happen when Vince Russo speaks on that. Do you think Vince is gonna bring that up about Jay's loss?
Probably already did on Sportskeeda.
Ooh, man, that's good. I gotta look after this is done. All right, Jimmy Uso.
It's
yeah,
to say, but he's another potential contender.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
As long as if he can get his character over like Jay did, then in some ways, yes. You know, I would love to see him be the guy that takes over the OTC spot and move on with that new bloodline era later on. You know what I mean? But I mean, this guy's been in the company a long time also, so who knows? I mean, injuries have plagued him as well. So,
all right, I'm gonna start speed.
I'll say yes though.
I'm gonna start speed rounding this. Joaquin Wilde.
No.
Release,
for me. Probably.
Release.
Yeah.
Joe Coffey.
Who the hell?
That name sounds familiar. Wasn't he in AEW?
He looks familiar, but I don't know.
He does. I don't know, but probably.
I'm gonna say no just for now.
Oh, I'm gonna send y'all the link in the group chat we have on Twix.
Okay.
Shit. I forgot about that. Yeah.
on Deathlock.
The Deathlock, yeah, the Deathlock. I'll say no. I don't know. I've never seen this guy in WWE though.
I don't know. I got a feeling it's a maybe for me on him. Gil, what do you think?
No.
No? Okay. Joe Tessitore.
Right, watch one of these days he just rips off his fucking blazer and jumps in the ring, and I mean he's a commentary guy, but you just never know.
Never know.
I'm gonna say no for now though.
No for him. Okay. Gil, probably a no or a release.
Who?
We're going with Joe Tessitore.
Joe
Tessitore. Oh yeah, I keep him. He might be a future world champ.
Johnny Gargano.
No.
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 Hell no.
No. Okay. Three no's, and
I feel like Triple H just gave some of these guys so many chances in NXT, man.
Johnny Gargano, just go to AEW, dude.
Yeah, I see him leaving again. Or getting released again eventually.
Release.
Well, he just took time off, didn't he? He didn't really go over there.
Yeah, no, he was no, yeah. He let his contract expire and then he got rehired. I think him and his wife, because his wife had the baby. So,
Josh Briggs.
No, release.
Dude, this looks like a freaking what do you call those mugshots?
That Green Lantern tattoo tells me hard no / release.
Josh Briggs, Gil, stays, no, yes.
Go.
He goes. Release. Julius Creed.
Keep.
Yes.
Keep. Carl Anderson.
Release. I'm releasing on him.
Keep.
Keep.
It seems that he does good everywhere besides WWE.
Yeah.
Too old.
Karrion Kross.
Keep.
Yeah. Keep and yes on that one for me.
I say yes on him too. Future champion.
They gotta let him get comfortable on the mic, man. They gotta just get rid of the Final Testament shit.
Yeah. Not Dolph Ziggler. Lexus King.
I don't see him as a future champion, but
I'll keep him. Yeah, I'll keep him. I'm gonna say no as far as world title.
Okay. Gil says future champion.
No.
Just keeping him?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, controversial round. Ding ding. Logan Paul.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but yes.
I love to say it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes because he's
I hate to say it, but yeah.
And then his valet Parker, Luca Crucifino.
Release.
Keep.
Yep.
Okay. Lucien Price.
Release.
I don't know who that is. Release.
Exactly.
Release. 3 releases. Ludwig Kaiser.
Keep forever.
That'll be a yes for Ludwig for
That's
me.
an easy yes.
Yeah, that's a super
I say a
easy
yes on him. I say a yes on him.
He's banging Tiffany Stratton, so.
Well, he hasn't had a title run that I remember of, so I'll go Luke Gallows.
Release also for me.
Luke Gallows, keep.
Maybe he'll be a part of the new Wyatt 6 over here.
So, release, keep, and a no for me. No title run for him.
Release, sorry, man.
No, that's good. It's good, man.
Unless they're associated with AJ Styles in some way, their characters are just not important, man. Honestly, they don't use them.
They got.
Or they could recreate the Bullet Club, the Balor Club.
I mean, that could happen. I mean, there's been hints and teases on that in the last couple of years, but yeah.
Hey, how's that for a storyline? Dominic takes over the Judgment Day, boots out Finn Balor, brings in new players, and then the Balor Club reunites. That'll be a pretty interesting feud. The Balor Club against the Judgment Day.
It could happen.
Yeah, definitely can happen. Okay, so I guess we got Malik Blade.
No.
I have no idea.
I'll keep for now.
Keep. I think release.
There's another coffee over here. Look at that. Mark Coffee. What the fuck?
I know. Joe Coffey's brother.
Yes, so. Release.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Gil? Release on Malik Blade and
Release.
Kofi? Release. Okay.
Shit, imagine if we were doing this for the females over here.
He looks bland.
Maurice. What the fuck?
Yeah, Maurice. I mean, well, I'm joking.
She's not an
I'm
active
joking.
talent.
Release.
I literally at one point, when she was actively wrestling, I'm sorry, people will hate me for this. I thought she was a man.
That is a horrible picture of Michael Cole, by the way. He looks like he's fucking on cocaine, dude. Go back to it real quick.
Hey,
That's a horrible
Open it up.
picture.
Open it up.
Open it up. Yeah, that's a horrible picture. We skipped Trick Williams, but I would say yes for Trick Williams. Oh my god, that is a horrible pick. He looks like he's like lost like 100 pounds and he's probably on the white substance. He has aged.
He's riding the White Pony Express. Oh man, let's see if it gets back to that spot.
It was interesting that he wasn't on SmackDown this past week. Interesting that he wasn't on SmackDown. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully there's no health issues.
Yeah,
we left off on Mark Coffey or whatever. Or you?
Yeah. Well, you said Trick Williams was the one that I skipped.
Trick Williams, I would say yes. So yeah, Trick Williams would be like the last one. But I mean, he's been an NXT champion already, so that's probably a definite yes on the main roster if he can get over on the main roster. Charlie Dempsey.
Like
micro.
I'll skip the guys that I know for a fact aren't going to get a title run. So we'll go to Montez Ford.
I would say yes.
Yes. What about you, Gil?
If he turns heel, and
they're waiting too long, man, to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah,
I think WWE is making a mistake. They should have already separated him and Dawkins a long time ago. Gotten him away from that. Send him to NXT. Have him as a singles guy on NXT. You know, if that's what they need to do.
Change his name, shave his beard, color his hair, give him a mask.
What do you say, Gil?
Keep him,
but no title run.
He could have a title run. He has a nice size, and he works pretty good. But I don't think
he can talk. Yeah, he can talk.
He's very animated.
Miles Bourne.
Release.
Keep.
I wonder if his dad is Evan Bourne.
Mr. Stone is another one.
Evan Bourne is what now?
He's a manager now. That's Robbie E from TNA. I say yes with him.
Stone.
Mr. Stone? Okay.
Release.
Robert Stone.
I don't see it, so I say he stays, but he stays in the role that he's in. No future title run. Nathan Frazier.
A release.
Release? I go release.
Yeah, no for now, for me.
All right, one of my favorites, Nick Aldis.
And he can be a world champion.
Yeah, that's a hard yes if they ever get him off the general manager thing.
Yeah. Did he have an injury anytime, like in the past, that would prevent him?
No.
I mean, I think when he was in NWA before he left, but he's already recovered. I mean,
okay, yeah, for sure. I see him getting like a title run.
Yeah, he can wrestle.
Some future. This guy, Noam Dar.
That guy's still employed? Shit.
Wait, who? Wait a
minute.
No, he's still there, released, but
the guy with the Alicia Fox. Anything for Alicia Fox. Dang, dude, my Jim Cornette video already has 1,000 views. Crazy.
Yay!
All right, we're getting traction on the Deathlock. Subscribe, people.
Yes, definitely subscribe.
Just give me an easy 1,000 subs.
Is it at 50 still, or did it go up one?
What would you do if somebody called HEB and said,
"No, we're still at 50." Yeah.
Mike, we have to talk about your video about Jim Cornette."
Oh god.
Oba Femi or Femi.
Wasn't he the North American champion?
I think so.
Yeah, I would. That's a hard. I'm gonna say no for now. I'll keep.
I say no.
I'll keep. He's a big freaking guy, dude. He's a big guy.
Release.
Yeah. Omos.
No.
Yep.
Release.
3 releases. Wow. 3 releases on Omos, man. Don't come looking for us, man. I sure as hell.
He's a nice guy. I've seen videos of him, but just
look,
release.
that whole row right there.
Yeah.
Minus Pat McAfee because he's not much of a wrestler. You can release them all. That's my answer.
I'll keep Otis.
I'll keep Otis for the comical relief.
I think Otis will be a world champion, and that's going to be funny later on.
Otis is the new Brodus Clay.
Just much shorter.
Pete Dunne.
Keep. Future world champ.
Yeah, I would say yes. Also, if they can do it, I mean, if they can figure it out how it gets done.
I mean, he is a pretty good brawler, so I do see him in a future title run and him, calling the world heavyweight champion the Bruiser champ.
I love his matches. Like his matches in NXT were some of my favorite matches to watch during the the takeover days, man. So
I haven't watched him wrestle a lot. I just like his promos.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Rezar.
Release. Yeah.
Release. Okay.
I would release all of them.
He looks great, but he's bland. He's bland.
Rich Holland and Riley Osborne. So
Rich
all
Holland
three
keep. Rich Holland keep.
I would release Holland.
And tell him that if he ever injures another star the way he did, what's his name? You're fired.
Robert
Roode is no, because he's already backstage.
He's a backstage guy.
No,
oh, that's right. He was.
He's injured.
Otherwise,
he can wrestle, but he won't. No, don't show my beautiful Samantha Irvin over here. Why, Sam? Why?
Hey,
Sami
watch
Zayn.
Watch where that pointer goes now.
Sammy, yes. Sammy, yes.
Sammy,
Hey,
yes. I say yes on Sammy.
Nose.
What, the nose?
Oh, okay.
Picking her nose. Screenshot. Santos Escobar.
No.
Keep,
but no.
Okay. Why did they have Shane McMahon in the roster? He's not with the company.
Click it. Let's see what it says. He's probably like a vaulted.
Sean Spears.
No. Go back to AEW.
He'll be a backstage guy once his time is done.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Keep and yes.
And yes, but it'll be towards the end of his career.
Wait, didn't he have a WWE run, or was it just all Intercontinental title?
He won the Rumble. I mean, but he didn't win. He didn't win the championship match. He's been in multiple championship matches. He just has not won a world title yet.
They never pulled the trigger on him. Solo Sikoa.
I think yeah.
I think so too. All right, Stephanie McMahon. I mean, sorry, Tama Tonga.
No.
I'll keep
release him. I'd release him.
Okay. Release for him. No. Let's see. Tank Ledger.
Release.
I don't know too much about him. I say keep him for now. Tavian Heights release.
Release. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, release for me also on that one.
All right. Titus O'Neil.
I'd keep him, but no world champ.
World champ.
Well, he's just a backstage guy, so keep.
Okay, Tommaso Ciampa.
Release. He's too injury prone.
Yeah, he's already been injured several times. I'd say release also.
Tonga Loa.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's the funny part. What was his? That's Camacho now.
Yeah,
Camacho driving around on the lowrider bikes. I say keep and yes, yeah. He's got a good look. He's got a good look. Yeah.
Okay. I say no. I don't see him going further. I don't see him being released though. I feel like they're going to use him for something else. Gil, release, keep.
I say yes.
Tonga keep, but not world champion.
Not world champion. Okay. Tony D'Angelo.
Keep.
Release.
Yeah, keep, but no world title.
Trick Williams.
Yes.
Release. Wait.
Release. I say yes.
He says yes. I say no. So wow.
But do you keep him or release him?
Keep him. Use him a mid card, but I wouldn't put him as a world champion. Triple H. I mean Paul Levesque. No, Tyler Bate.
Release.
Okay. Tyree.
Release all those guys right there.
Release all those guys.
Release.
Vic Joseph. Release.
Keep.
Wade Barrett keep.
Wade Barrett keep. He might. You never know that next Drew angle might be with Wade Barrett, man. He is cleared to wrestle Wade Barrett, so he can get back in the ring.
That'd be interesting. Wes Lee.
Keep. But not. Keep. I don't know. As far as world title now.
Gil.
Release.
Yeah. Release. Keep and keep. So
Wolfgang.
You're safe. William Regal. That's funny, Wolfgang.
Release.
Release Wolfgang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep.
Just because of his name.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's older than like 90% of the roster. So.
I'd keep Xavier, but I highly doubt he's going to be world champ.
Okay, so it's no for Xavier, but he stays. I say I do
yes.
see a chance that he does get the WWE Championship. I don't see them putting the World Heavyweight title on him, but the WWE Championship, I do see.
No, I see him as a WWE or World Champion. It just he needs either him or Kofi needs to turn heel, man. It just has to happen already, man. Like, why are they waiting for it?
Well, that concludes our roster run. So you know what?
No, not done. We're not done. We got 3 more people to do.
Who?
Okay, first off, Tito.
Me?
You release
no
him
way.
World champion.
Release me, dude. I'm prone to injury. I ain't trying to get fucked up. I'm 42 years old.
I say
no!
keep for commentary purposes, okay?
I say keep. We put him in 205 Live.
Oh my god.
As a commentator, I'm not wrestling, no. But since we're doing this, we're going on Mike the Biz.
All right, Mike released to AEW.
Oh my god,
he loves elotes. That's
oh my god.
He's talented though, but he's an elote.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that.
I don't see you released to Ali Lote. I do see you getting a world heavyweight title run.
Wow.
So I say yes.
Suck it, Damian
I do
Priest.
too in TNA. All right, how about Gil Heyman?
Gil Heyman. I see Gil Heyman with the WWE Heavyweight Championship for the next 5 years as a really fucked up heel.
Take that as a compliment. How about you, Mike?
I say keep, but no world title picture though.
Oh, are you saying that I'm just okay enough? Okay.
Yeah, you're just okay enough. Sorry. Hey, at least it wasn't a release. Shit.
Oh shit. All right, gentlemen. I think we've been on for quite a bit. I am hungry. I'm pretty sure you guys want to get something to eat, so we're gonna.
Yep.
I ate through the whole podcast. I'm all right.
I heard you. That's what made me hungry.
I fucking heard munching in the background.
Yeah, he tried discreetly, but the microphone was that good to pick it up. So, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, look, I am on once a week with the Twist and Tap Deathlock podcast. We pop when shit goes down, so you want to be subscribed to both channels. We are pushing Mr. Gil Heyman over here to get a channel going on his end.
Right.
But we would appreciate if you guys enjoyed today's podcast to smash the like button, because that really helps us out and it helps more and more people discover us so they can have fun with us. More things like this. I think Gil said we're doing AEW when we do an AEW podcast, which I want to do that maybe sometime next week. And we can do the whole roster thing and what we think of release or keeps. And yeah, you guys have any final things you guys want to say before we close out?
Had fun with this, and again, continue to share the short videos on the Deathlock channel also as well whenever you want, man. I mean, and anytime you want to just jump on live, you're more than feel free to include the Deathlock podcast if you want to simulcast, even if I'm myself or Gil Heyman is not available here. So
yeah, I'm gonna abuse your channel, don't worry.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm. When I do go live, or if we decide to go live, I am gonna just call it. Whatever you had it there on the title. Was it the DLP or whatever?
Oh, TDLP.
The TDLP. Maybe get rid of the T. I just like the whatever.
DLP. The DLP podcast.
DLP podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like it a little bit shorter.
Okay, DLP and TNT. There we go. Gil, you got any closing statements to everybody before we go? Our resident heel.
My channel be if I make one. Now, what should I cover besides wrestling?
Tech deals.
Honestly, because you have so much insight behind the scenes, I would. I don't know what you would call your channel, but I would love to watch your podcast. If you give a little bit more insight, what happens backstage. I don't think I know there's a lot of channels that kind of talk about that, but you got like more insight, like how the talent is found and all that types of stuff. I would love to watch content on you, not only just giving us the scoop on what you think, predictions and the storylines, but the backstage politics and stuff like that. I would really love to watch that as a fan.
I can probably make that happen. And then I got to do an episode. We got to do the 360 deal episode.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You'll have to explain that to me, the 360 stuff. But yeah,
it's a very
funny.
deal.
I have a running joke at work where every time we have to sign something at work, I ask my boss, "Hey man, this is not a 360 deal, is it?" And he's like,
shit.
You literally are signing your life away when you do 360 deals, you know. But we'll break that down in the future podcast for those that want to know about it. I don't want to say what it is or give any hints because I want everyone to have fresh ears when they hear this. But, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to hang out with me and do this. So I'm hoping the next time I do it, you guys are available to come back on with me, and I will jump on your guys' podcast too as well. Love you guys like brothers. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. You guys have a great night.